Om Shri Sai Ram. Humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan and loving Sai Rams to one and all. Let's continue with the role of Mahilas as Balvikas Gurus in the Sri Satya Sai Seva organizations. Swami says that the elders are far gone in their ways and it's very difficult to expect a change in their habits and attitudes. So, the children have to be led into good ways of living, into simplicity, humility, and discipline. By adherence to truth, righteousness, peace, and love, the gurus have to inspire these qualities in the children. The gurus have to follow first. They have to follow Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and they have to set their own examples so that they can lead the children in the path of Dharma. Because Mahilas as Balvikas Gurus have been assigned the task of restoring Dharma in the world. The ideal of Balvikas is to raise a generation of boys and girls who have a clean and clear conscience, and the gurus have to purify the hearts of children. There's a Chinna Katha to explain this. There was an artist. He was very popular during Lord Krishna's time. He wanted to paint the picture of Krishna and get appreciation and recognition from the Lord himself. He tried and tried to gain audience with the Lord. And finally, he was granted his deepest desire to paint Lord Sri Krishna. The artist requested Krishna to sit still without moving so that he could paint his picture. He prepared a few sketches and told that he would return with a final painting in about a week's time. After a week, the painter brought the finished portrait covered with a white cloth. When he opened the cloth wrap, the artist himself was shocked because there was no similarity between the Lord and his painting. Completely taken aback by this, the painter requested another week's time to get the job done. This went on and on for many such weeks, but each time he failed to capture the Lord to his heart's satisfaction in his paintings. He was disappointed and he left the palace totally dejected. But the Lord had other plans. On his way back, the artist met sage Narada. Narada told him that it was so silly of him to attempt to paint the Lord because the Lord has no fixed form and the Lord can change his face every second. Narada then advised him a solution for this. Following the advice given by Narada, the artist returned yet again to Lord Krishna with a frame covered with a white cloth. He told Krishna that he had finally arrived with the exact image of the Lord. When he uncovered the cloth, there was a beautiful image of Lord Krishna. It was an exact replica of the Lord's face. So the painting was not actually a painting, it was a mirror. So in the mirror, the Lord's face was reflected beautifully. We can't paint the Lord, but when we clean and clear our hearts and fill it with love and devotion, that itself will enable us to get a true vision of God. So this is what Mahilas as Balvikas Gurus are supposed to do. The Gurus should purify the hearts of children so that the Lord within is reflected in their thoughts, words and deeds. The Balvikas Gurus should assume the roles of the Trinity, says Swami. They should assume the roles of Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. When the Guru sows the seeds of virtue, wisdom and faith in the heart of the child, she is the Brahma of the nature of the Creator. She should be like a farmer who plants the saplings in the well-prepared soil in the field. But the farmer doesn't sit with folded hands thereafter. So, what does the farmer do? The farmer takes very good care. He takes incessant care to see that the saplings grow vigorously and very well by giving water to the growing crops and feeding them with fertilizers at the appropriate stages of growth. So, this is the role of Vishnu the Bal Vikas gurus have to assume. The guru can't sit back silently and watch the fate of the child after the first few lessons. She has to guide the child at every step, foster and encourage good habits, sound reasoning, and valid emotions, and act as Vishnu, the second of the Trinity. The Guru has also the duty to watch every step of the child and warn him when he takes a wrong step or develops a bad habit. Like the farmer who has to be vigilant against the growth of weeds or the upsurge of pests, the Guru too must be ever alert to destroy the pests of vices, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, and the weeds of sloth and unsteadiness. This is the role of Maheshwara that a Bal Vikas Guru must take up. Removing the unwanted traits in a child is like what a sculptor does. So, what does the sculptor do? He chisels away the unwanted portions of the stone, and this creates a beautifully carved image of the Lord. So, this is exactly what a Bal Vikas Guru has to do. We have seen in hills and mountains, there will be rocks of different sizes, nature, and characteristics. The sculptor gathers them and shapes each of them into something useful and beautiful depending upon the nature of the stone, depending upon the type of the stone. Out of one boulder, the artisan might carve a mortar and pestle to be kept in the corner of the kitchen counter and used as and when needed. Out of another stone, the sculptor might produce a rough-hewn gargoyle, which will be incorporated into a building as an eerie object to ward off the evil eye. And a third stone might get transformed into a charming little dancing doll to embellish the shelf of a showcase. Another stone, catching the eye of a skilled sculptor, might be elevated into the idol of divine manifestation, fit to be installed in a temple where it would receive the adoration of millions of people for generations to come. But the sculptor or a Bal Vikas Guru is not the only factor to shape the character and destiny of the child. The parents, the friends, relatives, and family atmosphere also have important roles to play. So, based on their influence, a child may be a 100-watt bulb, expressing the fullest potential, while another child will just be a 10-watt bulb. Let us learn more about the role of Bal Vikas Gurus in influencing the parents and others in the life of Bal Vikas children and involving them in all the activities of the organizations in our next episode. So that's all for now. Let's thank Swami for giving us this golden opportunity. Thank you, Swami. Bless us all. Jai Sai Ram.